Hey riders, welcome back to Rides and Bikes. Imagine a motorcycle that feels like an old friend but still manages to surprise you with modern touches. That's exactly what the 2026 Honda CG150 brings to the table. As soon as it rolls into view, the first thing that catches your eye is the way Honda has balanced heritage and innovation. There's this unmistakable CG150 sturdy stance, simple frame lines, practical ergonomics, but now it's dressed with elements that wouldn't look out of place on a much more expensive bike. The round LED headlamp sets the tone immediately. It's bright, crisp, and ready to cut through fog, late-night city haze, or the kind of rural roads where street lamps are more of a luxury. Around that headlamp, a tastefully done chrome ring reminds you of the older CGs that roamed streets for decades without losing charm. Move along the body and you'll spot chrome on the fenders, side covers, and rear shocks. It's not overdone, it's deliberate, bringing just enough shine to contrast the tank's finish. Speaking of the tank, Honda's given it a matte green option with golden badges that almost feels military-inspired, or classy but bold. The more traditional red variant is still there for purists, but that matte green, that's the one that makes people stop and ask, wait, is that really a CG? Slide into the saddle and you immediately notice how approachable this bike is. At 773mm in seat height, it's friendly to shorter riders without making taller ones feel cramped. The seat is flat, cushioned, and designed with commuter comfort in mind, so you can run errands across the city or cruise for hours without that numb feeling creeping in. The handlebar is positioned just right and not too aggressive, not too upright, giving you a relaxed posture that still allows for quick maneuvers. The foot pegs sit in a neutral spot, making gear changes and braking intuitive for beginners and second nature for experienced riders. Under you, the steel backbone frame is simple but solid, a hallmark of Honda's small displacement workhorses. The heart of this machine is a 149.2cc air-cooled, 4-stroke, single-cylinder engine with SAC configuration. On paper, it produces 11.9 PS at 7,500 revolutions per minute and 12.5 Nm of torque at 6,000 revolutions per minute. In practice, it delivers exactly what you expect from a CG: smooth, predictable power that's easy to manage. It's perfect for weaving through congested city streets or cruising at a steady pace on the open road. The inclusion of a balancer shaft is a welcome touch, reducing engine vibrations so you're not dealing with numb hands after a 45-minute commute. The exhaust note is mellow but purposeful. It's the kind of sound that lets people know you're coming without being intrusive. Starting the CG150 is a matter of preference. You've got both self-start and kickstart options. The self-start fires up reliably, but that kick lever is a small nod to the CG's no-nonsense, can't-fail heritage. Gear shifts through the 5-speed all-forward transmission are smooth and positive. First gear is short enough for quick getaways, while fifth gives you relaxed cruising at moderate speeds. The clutch action is light, forgiving enough for learners, but still responsive for riders who like to push a little harder. On the road, the suspension setup shows Honda's understanding of real-world riding conditions. Up front, a telescopic fork with 119mm travel soaks up potholes and speed bumps without sending jolts up your spine. At the rear, dual shock absorbers with 91mm travel provide stability even when carrying a pillion or light cargo. The ride feels planted but not stiff, a balance that's ideal for mixed urban and semi-rural environments. Braking duties are handled by a front disc and a rear drum, linked via a combined braking system that helps keep things steady during sudden stops. It's not high-tech ABS, but it's effective and confidence-inspiring. Look down at the cockpit and you'll see a hybrid instrument cluster, part analog, part digital. The speedometer has that old-school needle sweep, while the digital portion displays essential data like fuel level, odometer, and trip meter. The lighting package is fully modernized: LED tail lamp, LED turn indicators, and of course, that standout headlight. These aren't just cosmetic upgrades, they mean better visibility, longer lifespan, and less maintenance. Fuel capacity is a generous 11.4 liters with a 2.1-liter reserve, giving you solid range before needing to refuel. Depending on your riding style and traffic conditions, you're looking at roughly 35 to 40 kilometers per liter, which keeps running costs low. For many riders, that means filling up once every couple of weeks rather than every few days. In terms of size, the CG150 measures 2,066 mm in length, 773 mm in width, and 1,069 mm in height. It's compact enough to dart through traffic but substantial enough to feel stable at speed. The wheelbase of 1,316 mm gives it a predictable handling character, and with 171 mm of ground clearance, you can tackle speed bumps, rough roads, or the occasional dirt path without scraping. And then there's the price. In Pakistan, the 2026 Honda CG150 is positioned between PKR 449,900 and PKR 459,900, depending on color choice. For what you're getting: a proven engine, modern updates, Honda reliability, and a design that still turns heads. That's strong value. It's competing with bikes like the Suzuki GS150 and Yamaha YBR125. But the CG edges ahead with its slightly larger displacement, its wider service network, and its bulletproof reputation. What's truly compelling about the 2026 model is how it keeps the CG spirit alive. This is a bike that doesn't need to reinvent itself every year. It's not chasing tech fads or overcomplicating the formula. Instead, it quietly improves, refining the details that matter most to everyday riders. That's why the CG platform has remained relevant for so long. It's adaptable without losing its identity. The 2026 Honda CG150 feels familiar to anyone who's ridden a CG before, yet new enough to attract younger riders who want retro looks with present-day performance. When you ride it, you start to appreciate the small things. The way the clutch engages smoothly without jerks. The way the engine hums at mid-range RPM, ready to accelerate without hesitation. The stability you feel in corners, even at low speeds. The way the suspension absorbs imperfections without bottoming out. These are the details that make a motorcycle easy to live with day after day. It's not about headline-grabbing horsepower figure, it's about usability, comfort, and confidence. If you're the kind of rider who values simplicity, who wants a bike that's just as happy on a Monday morning commute as it is on a Sunday countryside ride, the CG150 fits perfectly. You can dress it up with accessories, a rear carrier, crash guards, custom mirror set, or keep it bone stock and still enjoy a ride that feels right. Maintenance is straightforward. Parts are widely available and affordable. Any mechanic familiar with Hondas can keep it running for years, and with regular care, it'll probably outlast the average ownership cycle. Visually, it has presence. Whether parked outside a cafe tilde copyright or slicing through traffic, it carries itself with quiet confidence. It's not flashy for the sake of being flashy, it's confident because it knows what it is. That's something you don't see often in the small displacement category, where too many bikes try to look like scaled-down sport machines or imitate bigger cruisers. The CG150 just looks like a CG150. And then there's the ride quality. The combination of lightweight, smooth engine, and balanced chassis makes it feel almost effortless to control. Filtering through tight gaps in traffic feels natural. Taking a tight U-turn is easy thanks to the steering geometry. Out on an open stretch, it cruises comfortably at legal highway speeds without feeling strained. The brakes respond predictably, the gearbox slots into gears without trauma, and the mirrors give you a clear view of what's behind the small details. But crucial when you're riding daily. As the sun sets and the LED headlight bathes the road ahead in white light, you start to realize that this bike isn't just transportation. It's a companion, a dependable, unfussy, ready for whatever the day throws at you. And that's the magic of the CG150. It's not trying to be the fastest, the most advanced, or the flashiest. It's trying to be the one you can count on, day in and day out. For countless riders, that's exactly what matters most. When you finally park it and step away, you might even glance back at it once or twice. Not because it's the most beautiful bike ever made, but because it's yours. It feels right. And in a world where motorcycle designs come and go, That feeling is rare. The 2026 Honda CG150 captures it perfectly.